Well, hello, Cornerstone Alliance Church. We are in week number 2 of our 40 days of prayer and refocus. Before I jump into our stuff for today, I just want to encourage you. We have this discipleship opportunity with Financial Peace University coming up on October 18th. And I can just tell you from my own experience, Heidi and I began taking this about 12, 13 years ago. And the hardest step for us to take it was the first step of actually getting in the class. And there were so many reasons why we said we couldn't do it, we didn't want to do it, but it was one of the best decisions we have made. I want to encourage you to really consider it. We've watched over the years it be something that can help people in their stress level. It's an area that helps in marriages when two people get on the same page financially. So I want to encourage you to check that out. So each week as we are walking into this, we have one area of the Word and then some things for you to be thinking about and to be praying about. Hopefully you've been able to download those attachments as they've come out in the emails. But I want to read for you today from Romans 12:2, and our theme is going to be around this renewing of our minds. I want to read for you from the English Standard Version. It says this: "Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect." The New Living Translation says it this way, and I love how they phrase it: "Don't copy the behaviors and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Then you will learn and know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect." You will hear me say over the years this one thought: we do what we do because we believe what we believe. Oftentimes we think that if we change behavior, then that helps us in our journey, but it's really much deeper than that. It's our beliefs and what we think about things. Our patterns, our behaviors have been so shaped by the wisdom of this world. Maybe it was messages that we got when we were kids, or experiences that we have had, or maybe in certain churches that we've been in. All these ideas, and oftentimes they can distort our view in 3 different areas that I believe that God is constantly transforming and renewing for you and I. The first area is in how we think and believe about God. This knowing and loving relationship that we have with Him. We over the years in my life, there have been so many things that have shaped those beliefs in a good way. But if I'm really honest with you, there are things that I have believed about God, and I'm sure I even now believe about God and need Him to be renewing my mind to understand who He really is. That second area is how we think and relate to people. It is so easy for us to get caught up. It doesn't take us long, and sometimes within moments of meeting someone, we make judgments about them based upon how they look, how they act, all these determiners that you and I have when we make judgments. And we need God to transform and renew our minds to see people as He sees people. And that third area is just in how we see and know and love ourselves. I want you to know, as we walk together, we will walk into this journey of understanding our identity in Christ, who He says we are. As we will do that, the fact is we will be confronted by all these beliefs that we have about ourselves, some that have come from external, many of them from internal, of accusations and condemnation about what we believe about ourselves. And we need Him to renew and transform our minds. I'm going to say this thing, and it may be bursting your bubble today, but I want you to know that you do not have the ability to renew and transform your mind, because if you did, you would have done it by now. You and I have such a need and dependent upon God's Spirit to help us see who He is, help us to see others, help to see who we are as we journey together. So there is this invitation this week to say, God, will you help me? Will you help me to see what I need to see? Will you help me to know what I need to know? And as we do that, I believe we'll see some things this year. We'll see some things in 5 years. It's an ongoing reality for you and I as He transforms and renews our mind. But it is a beautiful thing as He does it, as we see and know Him differently, as we see and know others differently, and as we see and know ourselves differently. So I hope you'll continue to join us in this journey, and we look forward to connecting with you on Sunday as we're walking through the book of Colossians.